Each year in the United States, thousands of major crimes go unsolved. When the case has gone cold and police have nowhere to turn, they seek assistance from the public. This is a program dedicated to solving these cases. This is Crime Stoppers Case Files.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for another Northeast Ohio edition of Crime Stoppers Case Files. I'm Bob France. There are over 1,400 Crime Stoppers organizations operating around the world. These organizations are empowering citizens like you and like me to become directly and anonymously involved in fighting crime in our communities. Each week on this television program, we'll share facts with you from unsolved cases, and you'll have the opportunity to submit information that may help investigators, possibly earning yourself a cash reward in the process without ever having to give your name. Let's get to work. On October 30th, 1992, 16-year-old Isaac Hardges was shot while riding in a car in what police believe was an attempted robbery. It happened near the 1300 block of East 88th Street. Isaac was paralyzed from the shooting, and after 14 years in a wheelchair, he eventually died as a result of his wounds. Here's his story.
I met my husband in 1974. We got married in 78, and we had 5 beautiful children, 3 boys, 2 girls. My son, Isaac, was born October 25th, 1976. He was so energetic from the time he was born.
We did everything together. Played ball, went to school together. We went to Wade Park. We went to Harry Davis together.
Well, with me growing up, he got me by like 13 years. He was more like a father figure, because my father wasn't always in the house with us, but he was, and he did everything for us. For me and my little brother. I got a little brother 2 years younger than me.
Out of the 5 children, I was closest to Isaac because he was always so loving, always helped. He always would go and rake leaves, shovel snow, or go carry bags from the store to make money when we didn't have any. There never was a time that he wasn't helpful. Isaac loved playing music, and he wrote poems. One of the people that he liked most was a New Edition. When I play those songs now, they still bring tears to my eyes because I think about Isaac.
On October 30th, 1992, in the 1300 block of East 88th Street in the city of Cleveland, which is near the intersection of 88th and Brookdale Court, Isaac Hardges and Ramon Wells were walking along. They accepted a ride from 2 strangers in a tan Chevrolet Citation with a broken back window. Information we have is that he did not know who the 2 other people in the car were. Isaac and Ramon get into the back seat, and they drive around with these 2 males for a period of time around the neighborhood. At some point, the driver stops and a robbery is announced. Isaac tries to flee the vehicle, and as he attempts to run away, he is shot twice in the back. Ramon Wells is robbed. The money that Isaac Hardges has on him is taken from his pockets by someone. The 2 assailants then get back in the tan Citation and flee southbound on East 88th Street towards Huff Avenue.
It was on a Friday, October 30th. I remember so well. In 92, got a phone call, and my daughter answered the phone, and she looked so shocked. And I got the phone, and when I got on the phone, a lady was telling me that my son had got shot. I went to the scene, and my son was laying on the ground, and I was so scared I thought he was gone. But he just kept telling me, I can't feel my legs, I can't feel my legs. I was just thinking about him not dying. And I asked the police, why is the ambulance taking so long? I don't want my son to die. We went to the hospital, and then we had to wait. And finally, the doctor came out. I just know I was praying so hard that he wasn't gonna tell me my son was gonna die. And he told us that he was gonna live, but he was paralyzed from the waist down.
Back on October 30th, 1992, Isaac Hardges was in a vehicle with his friend Ramon Wells. Two other people in the vehicle announced a robbery. When Isaac tried to flee, he was shot twice in the back. As a result of those gunshot wounds, he was paralyzed from the waist down.
When my son first was shot, he lived with me because he had just turned 16. And it was hard. It wasn't something that we was used to. Isaac was an energetic person, and he always helped me. He wasn't able to do that anymore. Isaac would always write a little list of what he wanted from the store, and he'd always make sure that he put on there next to what I wanted, he would put Mama. And I still had those little notes where he used to send to the store. He always was there for me. I had a fire. I lost my grandson. And Isaac was there that day too. He was downstairs in the wheelchair, and he was so upset because my grandson was upstairs, and me and my daughter kept trying to go up there to get him, and we couldn't. And Isaac just kept hitting his legs. He was so upset because he was not able. He said, if I wasn't in this chair, I might have could save my nephew. He was 3 years old, and he died in the fire. I just remember Isaac hitting his legs like this and was upset because he said that he would have been able to save him. That's the way he felt, and he was that kind of person. He would give his life for his family.
I mean, when he was about 18 years old, that's when he had the below-the-knee amputation. His legs got amputated. As time went on, he lost weight. He started getting bedside sores, blood infection. His weight started going down even more. And I say by 2005, it just seemed like he just took a turn for the worse.
His condition deteriorated, and then on January the 17th of 2007, he died. The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner ruled that the death of Isaac Hardges was as a result of the gunshot wounds he received some 15 years prior during that robbery in 1992.
Now that my son is gone, I miss him so much. He died in 2007, and we was all at the hospital with him. We remember the good times because we all used to get together.
My sister, she's not the same person since he been gone. He was the best friend of all of us. He took care of everybody around him.
I just wish the person that actually did this would just step forth, stop being a coward, stop hiding. You know, it's been a long time. I'm sure, they want to get this off their chest, do the right thing.
What we're looking for is anyone who can give us information on who the two occupants of the vehicle were, or also the current whereabouts of Ramon Wells. We're asking for the public's help. They can call myself or my partner, Detective Ray Diaz, at the Cleveland Police Homicide Unit at area code 216-623-5464, or you can call Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous and be eligible for a cash reward.
Isaac was shot in 1992 and died as a result of the shooting on January 17, 2007. The coroner has ruled Isaac's death a homicide, and police are trying to locate Isaac's friend, Ramon Bo Wells, who was riding with Isaac when he was robbed. He's considered a valuable witness, and they need to speak with him as soon as possible. If you have any information that can help detectives solve this case, or if you can help them locate witness Ramon Bo Wells, we need you to call Crime Stoppers. It's important. 216-252-7463. You can remain anonymous, and you will be eligible for a cash reward. We'll be right back with more Crime Stoppers case files in just a moment. On Thanksgiving Day 2009, Moussa Salti was working at his Little Eagle Market on East 93rd Street when several thieves entered the store, one with a gun. When it was all over, Moussa lay dying on the floor. Here's the story of one of Cleveland's most tragic unsolved homicides.
My brother had 4 kids. He was a family man. His family came first. His job came second. He would help anybody. He was a very generous guy. He was pure. He was very pure. He was open-hearted. He wanted to help everybody. Everybody he knew he helped. He loaned people money. He gave them credit. All you had to do was ask him, my brother would give it to you.
Mr. Salti was a very caring person. He helped people in the neighborhood. Everyone liked him. We heard nothing bad about this man. Upon speaking with one female while we were on the scene, she stated that someone in her family had passed, and Mr. Salti donated money to cover the funeral for their loved one. And I thought that was very admirable.
He was such a good man. He was such a good, I mean, you can go to him, you know, you can go visit him, and he would always tell me, "Are you sure you don't need nothing? Are you sure you're okay? Everything's fine?" I was like, every time he asked me, I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, Uncle, don't worry." He goes, is your job okay? I was like, "Yeah, everything's good, you know, no worries about me, you know."
The same day, a young customer, she told my brother she was just having a bad Thanksgiving. He went in his pocket and gave her $100 just to help her out, just to make people feel good.
The strength that he had in his life, because he was so pure, he made everybody feel secure because he was around. Everybody felt safe. That was the beauty, the most beautiful part about my uncle. When he was around, the rest of the family, as big as we are, everybody felt safe, like nothing was gonna happen wrong to us.
I was watching the game, and Moussa was reading the newspaper. His initial thing was, when he looked up and he seen the gun, he attacked. You know, he tried to protect all of us in the store. That's the type of person Moussa is.
I was supposed to call my brother about 3:30, 3 minutes before the shooting happened. And I never got a chance to call him. About 3:47, I get a call from my wife crying, saying to call your brother's store, something happened.
I got the call around 4:05 from my younger brother, because he went to the scene, and he said that they killed him. I was like, "What do you mean they killed him?" He was like, they killed him.
On November 26, 2009, which was Thanksgiving Day, about 3:30 p.m. at the location of 3111 East 93rd Street, which is 93rd and Dickens Avenue, there's a deli called Little Eagle Supermarket. From the store surveillance video, we show these 3 males running around the building and entering the store, and also after the shooting occurred, exiting the store. All 3 males are dressed in dark clothing with ski masks on. The male with the gun approached our victim, Moussa Salti, with the gun stuck in his face. and there was a struggle. Shots rang out, and our victim fell to the floor. The three males then escaped from the store.
If you see the surveillance, as much as I watched it over and over again, when the gun was put to my brother's chest, they didn't give him a chance. His reaction was to jump on him and protect everybody that was in harm's way, because there was about 10 people in the store at that time.
They left the store without getting any money or anything. They left empty-handed.
I got in my car, went to Metro. I got word that he went to Metro. And it was a scene that I hope that a family never, ever, ever has to go through in their life.
Our victim was shot 3 times. He died there a short time later, a gunshot wound to the chest.
When they pulled that trigger, a thunder went across our family because it rippled so hard, we don't even know how to live our lives anymore.
I mean, I love him more than I love my own brothers, you know?
Store partner Gus Malky witnessed his friend's murder on Thanksgiving, and so did the store's surveillance cameras. These 3 men wearing hockey masks rushed into the store, apparently to rob it. Malky says the store has 8 surveillance cameras, and one of the cameras inside the store recorded the struggle and shooting, which took less than 12 seconds. As the suspects fled, it's clear from the surveillance images that one is carrying a gun. Moussa Salti spent much of his working life in his convenience store on Cleveland's East Side, a tough neighborhood where Salti's kindness stood out and is remembered by customers who built a memorial and wrote messages like this one, which reads, "You were a good man."
There was at least 120 people in front of that hospital, just crying and trying to understand what happened.
There's no words that can express how I'm feeling. No words can express how my mom is feeling, how his wife is feeling, how his kids are feeling. His kids ask about him every day. They want to go see their dad. You can't replace somebody. You can't replace somebody.
I don't know how they call themselves people that did this kind of crime, because they took a gem. I'm talking about, if you look at a diamond, how clean it is. They took the purest thing in our family.
His life was cut too short. He's only 34 years old. He had a lot of dreams. He wanted to build a shopping center, and he wanted to donate one of the stores for the community. He never got a chance to follow his dream. He never got a chance to see his kids grow up.
We've had several leads that we've been following up on, but we really need somebody to come forward from the public that's willing to let us know what really happened that day and let us know who these males are. We want everybody to look at their build, look at their clothing, see if anything looks familiar to you, and give us a call, please. I'm Detective Michael Smith. My partner is Detective Walley Everett. Our office number is 216-623-5464.
God bless his wife, and God bless his family, and I hope God gives them the strength just to go on every day with their lives just as if my uncle was still here.
From what I understand, you can stay anonymous. There's reward money available. Please help my family bring these criminals to justice so we can have some peace and closure. These people are gonna kill somebody else. They're gonna destroy families after another family.
Somebody just say something. Because you're looking at 4 kids. 4 kids are gonna have to live the rest of their lives without a father.
Right now, 2 years later, we still don't have justice. Moussa was a dedicated family man who was treasured in his East Side neighborhood where he operated his business. Police do have suspects in this case, but they need more information to put them away. Now take a look at these photos. If you have any information that could help detectives, we need you to call Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463. You can remain anonymous, and you will be eligible for a cash reward. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Crime Stoppers Case Files, where you are empowered to help clean up the streets. Remember, our towns and our neighborhoods are a direct reflection of what we want them to be. So let's all do our part to make them safe. We'll see you next time for another edition of Crime Stoppers Case Files.